Today's episode of Voiced is from r/confessions and is about the struggles of being taken for granted as a husband, father, and wallet. What happens when he finally decides to take action? Subscribe if you enjoy. As a husband and father, I feel like I'm just an unglorified wallet and no one respects me or even acknowledges my contribution. I've been married for 8 years. I'm 30, my wife is 33. We have 2 kids, a boy 5-year-old and a girl 3-year-old. I get up every weekday at 4 a.m., clean up the litter box, walk the dog, sweep up the house, no vacuum because everyone is still sleeping. I fold the clothes that had dried overnight in the dryer. I check the children's laundry baskets and start new loads. I go for a 3-mile run in the dark at 5 a.m. I'm showered and on the road by 6 a.m. I commute for an hour and a half to a job I'm not particularly thrilled about, but I'm good at it and I'm paid well. I'd rather be home, building furniture and learning to be a chef. Officially, I work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., but we rarely finish at the office before 6:30 p.m. I drive home for another hour and a half. When I get home, the house is a mess. There's no dinner. I'm starving. Did they eat? Yes, they did. Uber Eats. Did they order anything for Dad? Maybe if I'm lucky. My wife will be on her phone. Daughter sometimes sleeping, sometimes not. Son sometimes sleeping, sometimes not. I'd like to spend time with them, but I need to eat. A bowl of cereal or a TV dinner then. I check the laundry machine. Yup. The laundry from this morning is still there, and a huge pile that didn't even get started is next to the machine. I put the first load into the dryer and start the next ones. Wife lectures me on how stressful and hard her day was. How hard can it be when I hired a day nanny? Oh, she means stressful drama with her friends. Oh yes, tell me about what a mean person Brenda is, and what a perfect mother she thinks she is, and how she's fake. My, that's so interesting. Yes, oral sex would be awesome. Oh wait, you didn't say oral sex. You said bill. As in the bill for all the just had to have things you ordered off Amazon today. She tells me about how I never have time for any of them, and how I'm an absentee father, and I need to step up my contribution at home. Well, this weekend, I have to mow the lawn and paint the garage and do all sorts of other chores you insist need to be done only by me. I'm sorry if there's not 2 of me, and I can't go on play dates with you and go to champagne brunches where you all pat one another on the back and tell one another how brave and hardworking you are. To be sitting in a restaurant, paying $50 for a plate of food at noon on a weekday, for a 3-hour lunch and yoga afterward, when your husband gets a Stauffer's TV dinner that he heats himself. I'm sorry I can't be like the J. Crew family in the ad and be smiling all the time. Someone has to pay for the house you insisted on, the SUVs you insisted on, the Montessori school you insisted on, the fashionable clothes you insisted on, the organic this and that you insisted on, the hair salon and nail appointments you insisted on. Thanks for calling me selfish for spending time on myself during my 3-mile runs. It's the only thing for me that I ever get to do. Thanks, and it's while you're sleeping. I really wish you wouldn't condescend to me when you discuss me to your friends, as if I'm obsessed with my career, and that's why you're stuck being supermom. You already know I'm happy with an apartment and used economy cars and buying our clothes at Target and working a job where I get to be home to see my kids. Why are you and the day nanny so busy that your combined efforts can't put the load of laundry in the dryer and press a button? Why do you leave dishes in the sink for me to do after I come home? If you want me to keep working my $160,000 a year job to fund your lifestyle, that's fine. I'm your husband, and that's what I signed up for. I'm your man, and it's my job to support you. I wish you would act like you're on my side, though. Realize that I want to be home. But if you want all the stuff you insist are non-negotiable, someone's got to go out there and pay for them because that stuff isn't free. Thing is, all of it would be more okay if you just said thank you, Mike. I know you're working hard for us and that you're doing your part to keep this train rolling. Instead, you paint this picture on social media as though you're busting your ass and I'm just off playing golf instead of stressing every second about whether I'm making enough money to support the lifestyle you want and feel entitled to. You portray me as if I'm self-absorbed when I actually want to be involved with all of us and be a part of the family dynamic that you're excluding me from. Why do you resent it so much when our son says he loves me, appreciates me, and wants to spend time with me? Why do you hate it when our daughter wants to stay up and watch me eat and talk to me? I'm a husband and a father. I'm a workhorse. That's life. I've told you how I feel, but you tell me I'm crazy and being a crybaby. I don't think asking you to order something for me if you're going to spend money on dinner is unreasonable. If you really want to impress me, cook something for all of us. Marriage is a partnership. It feels like I'm doing more of the lifting than half. That's okay. But I need you to stop gaslighting me and treating me like I do nothing while you do everything. That's not cool. I'm not your father, but I feel like I've just taken custody of you and our kids and just get treated like garbage. Please, stop rolling your eyes as if it's cringe when I try to play guitar and sing with our kids. They love it. You don't have to, but please don't encourage them to laugh at me. This is not a contest. This is marriage. I do my part. You do your part. Your part shouldn't be laughing at my part. Thanks. It's hard to have an erection when you're criticizing me. Be glad I can become aroused at all when we make love. Wow, it sounds like this person is feeling incredibly unappreciated and taken for granted in his marriage. It's a tough situation when you feel like your hard work goes unnoticed. But let's switch gears to another story of family dynamics gone awry. Imagine this. You're planning a well-deserved vacation with your significant other, looking forward to some much-needed time alone together. But then, an unexpected request from a family member threatens to turn your dream getaway into a nightmare. What do?
My boyfriend's cousin, his paternal uncle's daughter, has 4 children. Each of her kids is the personification of the word bratty. The said cousin refuses to discipline them and constantly makes excuses for their behavior. She's also very judgmental of our decision to not have children. She has often made some snide comments towards me, implying that I'm the selfish individual who is depriving my boyfriend of the joys of raising children. For these reasons, and for her generally entitled behavior, my boyfriend had cut ties with her. However, when he and I visited his parental home 3 days ago for his parents' anniversary celebration, we ran into her again. My boyfriend's dad had urged him to use this occasion to mend bridges with the cousin. So we both tried to make nice and engaged in small talk with her. During our conversation, my boyfriend mentioned that we were leaving for Melbourne for vacation in a few days. At this, cousin's eyes lit up. "Oh, that sounds like so much fun," she said. "My husband and I haven't gone anywhere since our honeymoon." She whined some more about how hard it is for them with 4 kids, if only they could afford such luxuries, etc., etc., etc. I could tell where this was going. My boyfriend probably felt sorry for her and, being the kind and generous soul that he is, offered to buy them a weekend in a resort in Mount Abu, a hill station in the Indian state of Rajasthan. "That's nice, but why can't you just take us to Melbourne with you?" BF, getting a bit annoyed but still patient. "Well, we want to spend some time alone together. Plus, we'll be meeting some close friends there. Besides, Mount Abu is a beautiful place. Your kids will love it." Cousin, in the annoying Karen tone. "I still don't see why you can't take us to Australia. You're being so selfish, going on this great trip and sticking your family with a cheap weekend getaway." B, he is making a very generous offer. Either take it or leave it. Cousin, wearing the expression that idiots wear when they think they've had a bright idea. "Oh, I know. Why don't my husband and I go to Mount Abu and you can take our kids to Melbourne?" What? It's a great idea. The kids can have fun in Melbourne with you too, and my husband and I can enjoy a peaceful weekend. This way the kids can actually spend some time with their uncle. You never make time for them. I'm offering for the last time. It's either the weekend in Mount Abu or nothing at all. And why on earth would we ruin our vacation taking care of your children? Cousin, how can you say that? My kids are so well behaved. You'll have so much fun spending time with them. Besides, my husband and I could really use some quiet time together. You and shy girl turned sassy don't have any responsibilities. You have no idea how hard it is to raise 4 kids. You can afford this trip. I don't see why you won't share with family. One more word, and you're losing my Mount Abu offer. On hearing this, the cousin shut up. We all had dinner together, and she was mercifully quiet. If only her kids had followed her example. You'd think this would be the end of it, but no. We had seriously underestimated her dedication to her Karen-like behavior. This morning, cousin showed up at my apartment with the kids in tow. I was shocked to see her, of course, and asked if something was wrong. She smiled and said, "I'm just here to drop the kids off. You're leaving tonight, right?" After taking a second to recover from the shock, I asked, "Did you fall and hit your head on something? We told you we weren't taking your kids with us. What part of that did you not understand?" She then tried to convince me that my boyfriend had called her later on and had agreed to take her kids. I knew this was nonsense and called it as such. Cousin became enraged and asked if I was going to break her kids' hearts, why I would break our promise, and how my boyfriend and I could be so cold. I called my boyfriend, and after telling him what was going on, I turned on the speaker. My boyfriend proceeded to scold her harshly, telling her he would no longer pay for their weekend getaway, and that this was exactly the kind of behavior that had made him cut ties with her. She tried to get a word in, but he wouldn't let her. Cousin took her kids and stormed off. Boyfriend and I are having a laugh over this, and are still wondering what made her think that this plan would ever work.
Before I talk about today's posts, please consider subscribing to stay updated on more engaging content like this. Wow, these Reddit posts really hit hard. The first one is a raw and honest account of a husband feeling unappreciated and overworked, highlighting the struggles of balancing work and family life. It's crazy how he wakes up at 4 a.m. every day to take care of everything before heading off to a job he's not thrilled about, only to come home to more chores and no appreciation. The second post is equally dramatic, with a cousin who just doesn't get the hint that her kids are not invited on their vacation. It's insane how entitled some people can be, expecting others to take care of their responsibilities. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these posts in the comments below. Do you think the husband is being taken for granted, or do you have any advice for dealing with entitled family members like that cousin? Let me know what you think. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Voiced. If you enjoyed daily, high-quality stories, please like and subscribe to show your support.